it seems pointless to me. You come to watch a cookery demonstration, you can't eat. The amount of health and safety forms we have to fill in to get this show on is unbelievable. Okay? If you have a shellfish allergy, don't bloody eat it, please. All right? I'm not joking, seriously. Don't eat the food. If you do, don't sue me, don't sue the hall, don't sue the chef. It's shellfish. If you have an allergy, do not eat the food. Okay? On a very, very serious note. We want you to try it. We want you to speak to the chefs. We want you to interact with them. Be sensible. Okay? It's shellfish. If you have an allergy, please don't eat it. There's more for me. Okay. So, coming in, there is... is Cara sitting there? There's one more space here if anyone wants it at the front. It's got your name on it, sir. Has anyone managed to watch any of our live streams yet on Facebook? Anyone seen them? No? We picked up over 1,500 Facebook likes this week as well. So thank you all very much. So if you go onto Facebook, you'll find us there, / the Staff Canteen. Give us a like, and you can watch our live streams. Does anyone follow us on Twitter? We've got a massive new audience, Cara. Anyone follow us on Instagram? Come on, some of you. That's about 85,000 people follow us on there. One of you must. We love new audiences. Has anyone ever heard of us? Okay, so we are... I'm just padding now. We are about a minute away. Literally, because a man in my ear told me that right at the same time. So we're 1 minute away. Why is it so important to go live on time? Because, as I said, we are live streaming this. Again, one of the things we've always tried to do at the Staff Canteen is it's great that you guys come and watch it. Chefs, students, you come and watch it, you talk to the chefs, interact with the chefs. If you can't make it, we don't want that to be a barrier to you seeing what we're doing today. So we're live streaming it onto Facebook. As I said, over the last 2 days, we've reached over 110,000 people have seen our stream. So Glyn's stream so far is sitting at about 35,000 people have seen Glyn's stream from Monday. And obviously, they're still on Facebook, so more and more people can see it. So for us, it's about trying to do something new, trying to do something about innovative. Okay, so 10 seconds to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our third chef of today. Please put your hands together. Welcome on stage, Shay Cooper.
Hi, Mark.
Chef, how are you?
Very well.
Chef, tell the audience what you're doing for us. What's the recipe?
Okay, the dish we're doing today is eggs drum kilbo. It's a famous dish, synonymous with the hotel that I work at. A lot of history behind it. It's basically a posh shellfish cocktail.
Okay, cool.
So it's got live crab. Well, it's going to have freshly cooked crab in there, lobster, wild Atlantic prawns, and eggs, caviar. It's very luxurious, decadent dish.
You get going, chef. I'll talk to you as we're going along.
Okie doke. Right, first thing we're going to do is take care of this crab we've got here. I think Mark showed it to most of you before. We've got a nice live cock crab there from Devon. So what we're going to do is boil it in some salted water, just plain salted water. What we do with a crab like this, about 4.5 minutes for every 500 grams. So this one here is going to take us about 13 minutes or so. We're going to kill it humanely. Firstly, go in through the back and put out its central nervous system so it won't feel any pain. Then through the front. And
so you do that before you drop it into the boiling water?
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
So here we go.
So we saw earlier Hal mention that, you know, without putting too fine a point on it, these animals are giving their lives. So it's about respect of the product as well. So what Shay's doing is he's just basically killing it before it goes into the boiling water. I guess it will move, but that's just the nervous system, right?
Yeah. And then in through the front. I mean, it's not pleasant, but there is no easy way of doing it.
Yeah, no,
really.
absolutely.
But
absolutely.
obviously, we want to do it as best we can. Okay. So in it goes, rapidly boiling pan of water there. I don't know if you can see it, but you want to get it in a great big pan of water that's not going to lose its temperature when there's something like that, a 2 kilo beast goes in it and takes all the temperature out. So I'm just going to set a timer for that, 13 minutes. In the meantime, do you want to start cooking the quail eggs? We've got some quail eggs here. We're going to soft boil those.
So Shay, Goring, lots
Yeah.
and lots of history behind the hotel. Give us a brief history if you can.
Okay, so family-run hotel that was built in 1910. It's been there ever since. This is the 4th generation that's looking after it. And it's nice to be a part of that, really. They care about its legacy.
Yep.
Jeremy Goring, the current CEO, he wants to preserve that for his children, the generation after that. And really, it is a work of love. And everything they do, they put back into it. It's not like working for a large corporate. It is still a family business.
Yep.
It's a big hotel, 69 bedrooms, but not massive. So a lot of emphasis on quality through everything they do, from the rooms through to the F&B and everything. Okay, so you set a timer there for 2.5 minutes. So we want these to be nicely soft boiled. We're going to refresh them in some ice water, gently peel them, and that's going to be the garnish for this dish. In the meantime, I'm going to take care of this. We're going to do a jelly for the top of the cocktail made out of tomato consomme.
Okay.
Now, the original dish was effectively, it was a dish made out of leftovers at some country house hotel up in Scotland. This is the history of it. The Queen Mother went there, they did this dish up for her, and she liked it so much she wanted the recipe, and it was her favourite ever since. So it's always been on the menu at the Goring long before I got there, but the old dish was a little bit sort of stodgy. It was just leftovers in a glass with mayonnaise with an aspic jelly on top, a fish aspic. So not very pleasant for like what people are expecting nowadays. So, but it had to stay on the menu, and lots of people liked it. A lot of people came here for it, and the history, is a nice little story. So we had to think of a way to refine it a little bit, make it a little bit more elegant, and just sort of modernize it a little bit. So what we've done is, originally it was crayfish, I believe, lobster, and prawns. This one we're going to do is white crab meat, lobster, prawns, and the eggs. Obviously, they always had the eggs in it before. And we're going to mix it with some mayonnaise and some creme fraiche, so you get a nice little balance. And then the jelly, as I say, we're going to make this tomato consomme, pretty straightforward. All these ripe tomatoes blended up with some sugar, salt, some apple vinegar, that's really nice. And then leave it to hang over the muslin so we get nice clear liquid, which we'll set with gelatin.
Okay.
So I'll get on with that.
Is there any specific tomatoes you use in Shay?
Not particularly. It's not important for this recipe, but I just chose like the nice ripe tomatoes that we had. It's not the best time of the year for tomatoes, as you can imagine. But we got some plums here. We got some beef heart. So some various different tomatoes.
You've had great success there at the Goring. It's quite unfashionable now for hotels to get Michelin stars unless they've got a named chef, and I don't mean that derogatory to you, but unless it's Gordon or someone like that. So was a Michelin star something you were aspiring to, something you were working for?
It was, like any chef, that's something that's important to a chef who when you're doing that style of cooking. I don't think it was really expected. The Goring, they weren't looking for that specifically, but since we got it, it's been an amazing success story for the hotel. Like the F&B department has done well through it, and it's sort of made the hotel known for a different reason. Originally, the history and the royal connection was a big part of it, but this is something additional, which has done well.
And obviously as well, great to see hotels like the Ritz now with a star as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So it does go to show that, you can get stars in hotels.
Yeah, I think that was the case with big name chefs going into all the central London hotels. But
with Gordon at Claridge's and so on and so forth.
But we have seen a change. The Lanesborough also.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Ritz, the Lanesborough, and I think there's another. I'm not sure, but yeah. Okay, so all these tomatoes we're going to put in this bowl and let them macerate a little bit with the sugar and the salt. Okay, Peter, would you like to take out these quail eggs, and I'll show you how to peel them. Thank you. So we're not going to measure this out. because, to be honest with you, the recipe depends on the ripeness of the tomatoes.
Yep.
So, you know, you could put a certain amount of sugar, but it wouldn't necessarily come out as well. So use your judgment. Maldon sea salt, which is, you know, it's not too abrasive. You can be quite generous with it. White sugar.
So, Shay, how long have you been at the Bingham now? At
The
Bingham.
Goring. The
How long
Goring
have you
for
been at the Goring?
3 years
You
now.
were at the Bingham before you went
That's
to the
right.
Goring.
Yeah, I've been there for 3 years. So, yeah, we've got a nice team in place. You know, it took a while to sort of like build it to where it is now, but yeah, it's in a good place. So we got some coriander, some basil that's going in here. Actually, I'll probably just chop that.
You just tap them. Yeah. And then just give them a peel. Okay. Probably needed to tap them a little bit more. Okay, so we got the tomatoes marinating. We got the quail's eggs being peeled.
Yep.
What are we up to next, chef?
Okay, we're going to blend this in this little blender here. And then
Mine out
leave
in
it to
front row.
hang. Right, how does this work?
You're asking me. My guess is we just push it down, don't we?
Yeah. Don't want to make too much of a mess.
So is this something you would make in advance, the consommé?
Yeah, we have to do. So we'll make the consommé and then we set it daily with gelatin.
Okay.
So it's just loosely set and then that's spooned on at the end instead of the old aspic way where it was set underneath it. Sorry, I forgot to add the apple vinegar.
That's all right.
This is really nice apple vinegar, which is kind of like rice wine vinegar, very dry but a little bit more aromatic.
Okay.
Certainly a lot more going on than a normal cider vinegar. It's going to be quite liberal with that. Okay, how are you getting on? Yeah? I'll show you. So just give it a quick tap all over, just roll it. Yeah. There you go, lovely. Yeah, let's give it a good blast. Thank you, Mark. Lovely. Do you want me to take over? Great.
So basically we're just pulping it down to a liquid, are we?
Yeah, as much as you can. Normally we'd have a slightly bigger blender and it'd get it a little bit finer, and we'd leave it to hang for
Welcome to a live stage.
we'd normally leave it about 6 hours.
Okay.
Let it hang so that its own weight will draw the liquid through the muslin into a container.
Anyone got 6 hours? No?
It's all right, we've got some we made earlier, we do.
Here's a chef that read the brief.
Okay, yeah, a little more of that. I'm sure you'll be able to get a little taste of this in a bit, actually.
Fantastic. Ian, can we get one of the guys, when this has come through, we're just going to get some, because Shay's got some he made earlier, so we're just going to get this and then we just get it out to the audience, people have a taste. Tomatoes aren't one of the 13 allergens, are they?
No, they're
Celery
not.
is, though. Anyone
celery.
allergic to celery? I have never met anyone allergic to celery. Anyone allergic to celery? There you go. We had Glyn Pennell on stage on Monday, and he has a theory about allergens. And when people say to him they've got X allergy, he says to them, "You got your pen on you?" And when they say no, he said, "Well, if you're allergic, surely you should have a pen on you." So it's a great way of calling people's bluff. They are actually allergic.
EpiPen.
Sorry?
The EpiPen.
Yeah. Or whether they have a dietary requirement or it's fashion or whatever. But they are becoming more and more common, aren't they? You know, allergens and...
Or yeah.
You know, you chefs are having to adapt.
I don't know if allergens are becoming more... allergies are more common, but certainly dietary requirements and people with healthier, you know, diets.
Okay, so we got the crab cooking, we got the tomatoes filtering through, quail's eggs being peeled. What are we doing next, chef?
Okay, I'm just waiting on this crab.
Okay.
And then I'm going to break it down.
Yeah.
That should be enough. If We just give them a rinse off and then quick tidy down. Right, 3 minutes.
Brown meat?
Not today. We're just using the white crab meat, the claw meat for this. The reason with this dish, like the whole reason for sort of buying the crabs live and cooking them ourselves rather than buying the hand-picked meat or the pasteurized stuff, is we take just the fat of the claw, the best meat, and the legs and the brown meat and the shells we use for a crab and lobster bisque that's on the bar menu at the Goring. We also have a seafood platter, so that's where that goes. So as you can see, it's all coming through. Nice.
So you can see that, how clear that is. Can you all see that? Hopefully on the screens, but also literally.
Yeah. So if you.
So that's what you call tomato water, is it now?
That's right. Yeah. So do you want to just hold that up a little bit to sort of let it come through so that people will be able to taste it? Yeah. Meantime. Okay, 2 minutes left to go. Okay, right, whilst I'm waiting for that, I'm going to dice up a few little vegetables that are going to go through this cocktail. Have a kohlrabi here, which is it's kind of like a cross between a broccoli stem and a cabbage. It's a brassica. It's I use it because it has the crunchiness of a radish, but it has a very subtle sweetness to it. But as you eat through the cocktail, the crunchiness really gives it some texture. So we can do that. Just cut into a small dice. Okay, cool.
Once this is strained, are you happy that this goes into the audience for a taste?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me taste it first.
Yep, sure.
Make sure I didn't put too much salt in there. Yeah. Needs a little vinegar, I think.
So we got someone who can put that into cups, Ian?
No. Here you go. Let me just adjust it.
Okay, no worries.
So we get it how it would be.
There you go.
Okay, can you just check that timer? And when it goes off, we're going to pull this crab out straight into that ice water.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Sorry? How many? Okay. Yeah, we'll just let that run. Just give it another 30 seconds after that, because that should really have been 13 and a half, and the time wouldn't
How much longer we got on the crab?
About 45 seconds.
Okay.
So in the meantime, just gonna dice this, and then we're going to dice these. Well, I'll talk you through it as I do it.
So what else goes in your very posh cocktail?
So here we have these wild Atlantic prawns from the Arctic Sea. Small, succulent, sweet. That's just really a nod to the prawn cocktail aspect of the whole dish.
Yep.
And then lovely little product, so we put that through there. Okay, timer's gone. 30 more seconds, then straight in here. The lobsters, which ideally we use a nice native lobster. This one today, unfortunately, I didn't manage to get hold of one. So, but poached lobster. Here we have Japanese cucumbers. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Have you heard of them? I think they're quite new to the UK. They're similar. Well, they're a cucumber, but again, less water content, very crunchy, and so a bit more flavour because it's. Have you got the spider? There was a spider hanging. Okay.
Probably can't see that. We've just got the crab going into the ice water. So, coming round now, Megan's bringing you around some of the tomato water. Okay, so that was the tomatoes that Shay pulped up with the vinegar, the salt, the sugar, the basil, the coriander, and then he strained it. So it's just what they call tomato water. So have a taste of that. That's going to make the tomato consomme there. It's going to go on the top of the dish, chef, did you say? Or the bottom?
Yeah, we're going to spoon it over the top to finish the dish.
So we've got the Japanese cucumbers, got the kohlrabi.
Yes, mate. Yeah. And then we just need to break down this crab.
Yeah.
And assemble the dish.
Do you want
So
to
we're
give those a
looking good.
wipe? Cheers. You might have to get a go and get a dishcloth or something to wipe it down with. So when you serve it, do you serve it in? Oh, I can see the bowls at the side. So it is like sort of almost like a traditional cocktail cup, is it?
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the most popular dishes, I think, just partly because it's been on the menu for so long.
Yeah.
But it's easy for the front of house to sell that.
Yeah.
You know, when they tell them the story and whatnot. Okay, we'll leave that there for now.
And if we all come to the Goring for lunch tomorrow, what do you charge us for that dish?
It's about 14
Shay
quid.
said if you all turn up tomorrow, he'll give it to you for free, by the way.
Yeah, it's probably about 15 quid.
Fantastic.
You know, it's part of a prefix menu that's £45 for lunch and £60 for dinner. Oh, perfect. And do we have anything to like a hammer or just this and something a bit heavy? Something heavy to open up the crab. I'll use this knife if I have to. It's all right.
How's the tomato water? Tastes good? It's refreshing, isn't it? It's amazing just in that short period of time how much that, you know, how good that tastes. Okay, so that's the... sorry you can't see that, but that's the crab just come out of the
Could you
ice
pass me a
water now.
cloth,
So what
please?
we're going to do now is we're going to break it down.
Just want to show you that. Obviously, it's changed its colour.
So as Shay said earlier, just for this dish, he's just going to use the claws.
Yeah. So we put all the rest to one side, and there's so many different things you can use with crab bones. I mean, it has a beautiful flavour, makes a really lovely stock. Ordinarily, we'd chill it down for a bit longer, but as we are working to a deadline, I'm going to get... Actually...
How many of these would you do a day, chef?
The crabs, about 12.
Wow.
12 a day, yeah. We go through about 22 lobsters.
Busy larder department.
Yeah. So, crack the outer shell. Hopefully it'll be lovely cooked. It's looking good, but could do with a little bit of the residual heat to cook it through, as we've just rushed it a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Do we have a little bin? Something I can just
one
put,
right
or
in the
something
middle there,
I
chef.
can use as a container. And we had a mixing bowl earlier.
Here you go. That was dirty, that one.
Perfect.
Use that one.
Thank you. Okay. So remove the claw. So you can see there's a big piece of cartilage there running through it. But if you
So while Shay's doing that, as he mentioned earlier, a large part of the dish, alongside the crab and the lobster, is some of the wild Atlantic prawns. So what we're going to do is we're going to send some of those into the audience. You can have a taste of those. As I said earlier, again, it's a shellfish, okay? So please,
got anything
please,
to
please,
just put all the crab in
don't
so I
eat
can take it
if
home.
you have an
I'll
allergy.
just put it onto a tray if we could.
Okay, but you can have a taste of the wild Atlantic prawns that go into it.
Thank you. Lovely. Okay,
So Megan's coming round. Is that the prawns, Megan? So please have a taste of those. Let
okay.
us know what you think.
So if you can see that, that's the lovely big.
Let's just put it on.
There's the best way to look at it.
So if you can all see that.
Like lovely big flakes of crab, lots of texture to it, not mushy stuff that you know. Some people have had crab in the past when they were young, and it was like puts them off when you get that fibrous and lots of bits of shell. You know, by doing this for this dish, by just using the claw meat, it means that there's little chance of getting those little bits of cartilage out. There's less in there, so all the legs and that goes towards a different dish. So I'm just going to try and chill this down because we do want to sort of taste this. I'm going to put it over some ice. In the meantime, I'm going to cut up this lobster and we're going to prepare the mix.
It's not hot. Can you get rid of that for me? Cheers.
So nice big pieces so people can see you being generous with it.
And you cook the lobsters in the same way, chef? Boiling water
Or steam them.
or steam
A
them?
bouillon, the court bouillon is nice actually for lobster.
Yep.
I feel that with a crab, I don't think it benefits that much from putting aromats in there. Okay, so hopefully over this ice, I had a glove here. Yeah, we're good. Right, we're just about to start assembling this dish now. So, yes, we can. Okay, so crab, here we go. Lobster, about the same amount. The prawns. Yes. Couple of tablespoons of them. Okay.
So what we got in there? Sorry, I missed that. We got the crab, the lobster,
The wild Atlantic prawns,
wild Atlantic prawns, kohlrabi.
the kohlrabi, the Japanese cucumber. All goes in there. Right. Some chopped egg white. Good handful there. And then we're going to mix it with creme fraiche and mayonnaise. Ordinarily, we'd do a little bit of Tabasco as well. Unfortunately, I forgot that today, but that is a little thing as well.
We got any Tabasco? No? No?
So 50-50 creme fraiche and mayonnaise. A little bit of salt.
So it really is a sort of your take on a very posh prawn cocktail, seafood cocktail,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then prawn cocktail became a great dish because it was popular.
Yeah. Yeah, and when it's done well, it is still a nice dish. People
Absolutely.
do love
Yeah,
it.
no, absolutely.
Could you
As
cut?
is Black Forest Gatto.
Yes.
Thanks, Carl.
Okay, so a generous amount of the mix here. And as I said earlier, we do have some of the jelly that was prepared earlier. I didn't talk you through that, but once we had that water, what we would do is take a small amount of that, 7 leaves of gelatin to 1 litre pro rata. So bring that to the boil with the gelatin, the soaked gelatin, melt that into it, and then add that to the rest. Don't boil the whole thing, otherwise you lose that fresh flavour.
Do you want to do me a massive
Okay.
favour? Do you want to take that? Do one over there. Yeah?
Okay, so we're going to
So
top
quail's eggs going in.
quail egg. Yep. The jelly. So very loose, as you can see. This makes it easier to eat.
So lots of different textures going in there as well, isn't there?
An awful lot, yeah. Here we have a little bit of Ossetra caviar. Just for added luxury. We're going to garnish with some pieces of baby radish and some herbs. A few different little herbs to give it freshness, and some some sorrel. This is oxalis, a type of sorrel. A little bit of samphire.
How are the prawns? Good? Did they have a sauce on them, or were they just raw, natural prawns? Obviously, they're cooked. No sauce? Okay.
And that's pretty much the dish. Just going to finish with some sprigs of dill. So quite complicated for a prawn cocktail, but still only a prawn cocktail.
But a very, very posh one.
Yeah. A little bit of rapeseed oil to finish. There you have it. Eggs drum kilbo.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing dish. Probably the poshest prawn cocktail you'll ever see. Put your hands together, please. Shay Cooper from the Goring Hotel. Okay, before you all dash off, I'm going to come down. Anyone got any questions for Shay?
Yeah.
Anyone got a question? Don't be shy. You'll get a mug if you ask a question.
If you want to do any...
Has anyone got a question
any of those
for him?
bits are all there. If you want to
I'll ask him a question. Shay, do you still get any? You still get any of the royal family come in to eat this dish?
We do.
Yeah?
They are neighbours after all.
Exactly.
They've been neighbours for such a long time. They do pop in occasionally for staff parties sometimes.
Okay, if you can just introduce yourself and then ask Shay the question.
Sean McNulty from National Hospitality School. I was just interested in tasting the Japanese cucumber, please.
Yeah. I'll let you taste this one. That one was compressed. It'd been through the vat pack machine, just sort of.
Who's supplying those, Shay?
They come from Mash Purveyors. I believe they are imported as part of a range that they do bring in from Japan. Have you got a little container?
Okay,
or
what we'll do is
okay.
we'll get some samples into you so you can all have a taste of those. But that's a good point. Thank you for that. Yes, I'll come to you in 2 secs. Again, if you can introduce yourself and then ask Shay the question.
Hi, I'm Trisha. I'm from Maltings College. I don't like microphones. Hi, I'm Trisha and I'm from Maltings College.
Know.
I was wondering, how long do it take you to get where you are?
I started cooking in, I think, probably 95, 96. Yeah. Yeah, about 96, so I'm 41, so whatever that was.
Okay, does that
Well
answer
done.
your question?
If there's anything else, I think they have some more herbs and crisps. Oh, here you go.
Yes, sir.
If you want to
Just
try
give me
and...
2 seconds. And again, if you can introduce yourself and then ask Shay the question.
My name is Steve from L20 Hotel School in Liverpool. I wanted to ask, does he encourage students to do work experience from college in his restaurant?
Yeah, we have a lot of students come through. We have a good relationship with Westminster College, Worcester College, Bournemouth College. We have a steady stream of basically anyone who shows interest. We're very open to sort of letting people. We have a large brigade, 32 chefs in the brigade, but it's a busy kitchen. There's space for people.
Okay, would it be something that I could arrange? With
Yeah, if you give me a business card afterwards, by all means.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure. One more question then.
I am Anthony from L20 Hotel School. I just
Yeah,
want to know, how long's this sort of dish been on the menu then, this type, the reworked version?
The new version,
Yeah.
I think probably 2.5 years, which is pretty much the time I've been there. It has been tweaked since we started doing it, but how long it's been on the menu there, I don't know. Probably we're going up with, I'd say it's 20.
Okay, just wanted to know how long the revamped version was on.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
Shay, just the revamped version, how long's that been on?
Oh,
Since-
yeah, sorry.
since you've
Yeah,
been there, sorry.
3 years.
3
3
years.
years.
Okay. Okay, one more as I'm down here. Yep. Okay, so. So if you can just introduce yourself to Shay and then ask him the question, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Dequan Oliver Messiah Thompson. I just wanted to ask, how long do you roughly cook your crab for?
So for crab like that, it's 4.5 minutes for every 500 grams. So depending on the size, it's worth knowing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one last time. Big thank you, Shay Cooper.
Thank you.
Well done, chef. Well done. See? Not as bad, is it? Okay, so we are going to whisk Shay off over here.